Have you ever felt like you were right on the edge of a huge breakthrough, but then it just slips away? Today, we're going to talk about a pretty unique kind of grief. We're not talking about losing a person, but about losing a certain way of seeing the world. It's this feeling of mourning for a miracle of understanding that feels like it's just out of your grasp. Our whole journey today really kicks off with this incredibly powerful line from the book of Job. After going through just an unimaginable amount of suffering, Job has this breakthrough. And this one sentence, wow, it captures this massive shift in his entire reality. It's a cognitive leap, and it's the central mystery we're unpacking. The difference between just hearing about something and truly, deeply seeing it for yourself.
So yeah, that really brings us to the big question, right? What does that actually mean to see an idea? I'm not talking about with your eyeballs, but with your mind. How do we get from just passively taking in information to actively, insightfully getting it? That's the transformation we're diving into. Before that big aha moment, most of us are just living in a world of hearing. We're relying on what other people tell us, on secondhand knowledge, on following step-by-step instructions. But what if that's not how your brain is wired? For some people, being stuck in that mode isn't just a little limiting. It's a genuine loss of their natural, intuitive way of thinking.
Okay, let's really break this down. On one side, you've got hearing. That's passive. Information just flows into you. Think of it like a straight line, very restricted, like reading a manual one step at a time. But seeing? Oh, that's completely different. It's active insight. It's dimensional. You're not just following the little path someone laid out for you. You see the entire map all at once. The loss we're mourning is being trapped in that first column when your mind was built for the second.
Right, so how do you make that jump? How do you get from just hearing to actually seeing? Well, there's a cognitive concept that just perfectly describes this massive shift. It's called symbol mastery.
Symbol mastery is that aha moment personified. It's when you go from knowing the dictionary definition of a symbol, let's say the equal sign in math, to deeply understanding the entire concept of a quality that it represents. You don't just know what it means, you can feel it, you can apply it everywhere. That's exactly what Job experienced. He didn't just learn some new fact about God, he achieved a completely new level of understanding his reality.
And this idea of reaching a complete, resolved understanding, it's so universal that it's even been captured symbolically in a number. It's no accident that Job's whole story finally finds its resolution in chapter 42. As it turns out, that number is a pretty big deal. 42. Now, you might know it from pop culture, right? But its real significance as a symbol of completion is ancient. Trust me, it's a whole lot deeper than just being the answer to a question. Across so many ancient cultures and spiritual traditions, the number 42 just keeps popping up. And it almost always shows up as this symbol of completion, of resolution, of finally gaining spiritual insight and seeing the cosmic order. It basically represents the finish line, the exact point where the struggle ends and the true understanding finally begins. It's the miracle of a restored, harmonious perspective.
What's really striking is just how universal this is. I mean, look at this. In Judaism and Christianity, 42 is tied to these grand divine plans. In Islam, it points to cosmic balance. Over in Hinduism and Buddhism, it represents these huge cosmic cycles and holistic wisdom. All across the board, it's this shared symbol for that same aha moment of completion we've been talking about. Okay, so we've got an ancient story, a kind of mystical number. But what does any of this have to do with us, right here, right now? Well, this is where it gets really interesting because modern cognitive science actually gives us a name for the type of thinking that powers this incredible leap. It's called 3D visual thinking, or 3D-VT for short. This is a cognitive style that just excels at spatial, nonlinear, and experiential thought. 3D-VT thinkers are the ones who naturally want to see the whole map, not just hear the turn-by-turn directions. They are literally hardwired for that my eye sees you moment of understanding. So let's put all the pieces together. Job's journey, that's the story of the leap from hearing to seeing. The number 42, that's the universal symbol for that moment of completion. 3D visual thinking, that's the cognitive engine that makes the whole leap possible. And symbol mastery is the name we give that amazing achievement. Now just imagine being a 3D VT thinker who's forced to learn and operate in a linear, step-by-step world. It isn't just frustrating, it's a profound loss of an innate gift. That is the mourning. Mourning for the miracle they know is possible if they could just see.
So we'll leave you with this question to chew on. Think about your own life, your work, your passions, how you learn. Where are you stuck in a state of just hearing?
just following the steps without ever really seeing the whole picture. And more importantly, what would it take for you to have that miracle, to finally see?